Hello guys, so in this video we are going to learn about how to create data in Mongoose. Okay, and we are also going to create our first model for our API. If you don't know, we are proceeding up with our series for making a CRUD API of a blog app. Okay, so here we are going to have image URL also, because of course we can upload image also, but for making it simple we are just going to use something called image URL, which will be just pasting and also stuff will be there. Okay, and so first we are going to create one model, and then for testing our API we are just going to use what we can say, Mongo Robo 3D, sorry, Robo 3D. We are going to use Robo 3D. Okay, so let's first fire me my logo 3D also. Okay, let's fire me first logo 3D, my logo 3D. uh, till when just firing, just can go there and search for something called what we can say, models or mongoose. We can have that because I need to show you something regarding mongoose. Okay, what's there? Yeah, here we can have all the things like const mongoose, require mongoose, and also things we already know that. So I will highly recommend that first go there and spend some time over there, because here all the things which I'm writing is coming all from the documentation. It is not like a magic or something like that. You can just go there and have a look at how they are creating, and all those things are there. Okay, so I will highly recommend that you just go there and spend some time over there. Okay, so this is what resource I wanted to give you, that if you want to have it, then surely you can go there and read all those things. Okay, um, so let's agree that, and okay, let's finish that. So if you don't know how to, means you can just search on Google, like download Robotrity. It is going to go there and download that. Okay, it's not a big deal, and it's like a simplest thing ever. Okay, so we need to just first create, and here we need to just put our URL also. um, for that URL you can simply go there and DB connection, and you can simply copy that and paste it right here. Okay, you can simply paste it right here and just uh, no, not like that. Okay, okay, I missed something. First create that and just paste that right here, and just click here from SRV. We are going to have something like this over here. Authentication we are also having. We are having Satyam and password, and here we can just test our app, that whether our app is right or not, and if it's right, then surely we can move ahead. It is checking that whether my database is authenticated or not, so give it some time. uh, okay, we are authenticated, so save that. Yeah, and connect that. So till when it is authenticated, so let's first create our first model. Okay, like in here let's create our first model, that will be simply blog. Okay, so you can simply, no, not file, you can simply create a new folder which will be a models .js, sorry, not models, models. Just rename that again. In models you can simply create a new file here, which will be um, something called blog.js. We're just going to create, read, update, delete a blog.js. If you can do one stuff at a time, then you can surely create, read, update, delete other stuffs also, because it's not a big deal. Everything will be similar. Okay, So we are just going to make our blog routes. That's pretty much it in this particular series. Okay. uh, so this blog, that blog.js, we are just going to require our mongoose first. So if you don't know, I have installed you mongoose. Okay, so we can simply use a const mongoose is equal to require mongoose. First we need to require that mongoose, and after that we are just going to use const not const uh, we are just going to make a schema out of it. So const schema is equal to mongoose dot schema, something like that. Okay. So schema, we are done with that schema, and then we are just going to create our what we can say, new schema of that block. So we can simply name that as block underscore schema, and in here we are just going to pass this new schema, and under that we are just going to do something like this. And in here we are just going to use something called uh, blog name would be there, blog title should be there, sorry, blog title should be there, blog uh, content should be there. What's more, we need something called um, blog author also. Dot will be coming from user, but we are not here concerned about user, we are just having it. So blog login, sorry, blog title, blog content, and blog user means who is creating that particular blog. So something like that. So we are just going to use something called blog underscore user, blog, sorry, not user, user not a great name for this particular property. So we are just going to use something called blog dot author. Author will be great, I think. And here we need to say something called type. Here we need to say that which type. I think okay. Okay. I think it will be just only schema, not like this. I really messed it up. Blog underscore user. It will be something called type, and that type should be of string. And after that we are having uh, trim. It will remove extra spaces if you have done. So it will be a great idea to just trim that off. True. And that's it, that's pretty much it for this one. And then we are going to have something on blog underscore uh, title, and it will be something called type string, uh, not like that, string, and trim. In this case also I want a trim of true. Okay, we're gonna have max length also, that how much length you want to have and all such things, but we are keeping it simple. Okay, so another thing which you can have is blog underscore content. It should be completely string, that's all. Now you can only also have your timestamp also. For that we can have just like this. Timestamp means it is going to store that when it is created, when it is updated, and all those things will be there, so you can have a track of it also. Okay, so they're just going to save that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we have to export this schema so that we can use it otherwhere, in the other places. Sorry, in other places. So if you want to use it on other places, then we have to export this schema. Okay, so how we are going to export this model, not schema, we have to export model. So how we are going to export that, it's quite simple. We are just going to use module dot exports. In here we are just going to pass this mongoose dot model. Under that we are just going to name that blog. Make sure the name should start with capital letters. Surely it is not going to give you any error, but yeah, That's the best practice to use capital letter in such kind of schemas name or something like that. So make sure you keep an eye on that. And in here we are just going to use log schema and save that. Now it's all done. We are having this blog schema, we can export that from here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We are going to export that model from here, and we can use it wherever we want. Okay, so this is pretty much about models. So next day we are going to create a new folder which is controllers. So in controllers we are just going to add, create, read, update, delete, and all such things will be there. So first of all thing which we need here, not folder, we need a file here. So we can simply here blog underscore controller dot js, or maybe simply we can name it as blog.js, keeping it simple. Okay, here we are having this blog.js for models, and here we are having blog.js for controllers, so we can import that from here. uh, Remember we exported that in the models, so we can have it in here, const. And so here we are just going to use that particular block from the model, so we are just going to use like that. Require dot slash dot slash model slash blog. Now we got our blog here. So we can, so to create a new blog we are just going to get it from the body, whatever request we are having, we are just going to get it from there. Okay, so we can simply use const, not const, we are just going to export, export dot create exports, or exports dot create underscore blog. So whenever you are going to create that blog, it is going to um, trigger this create blog API. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So we are having a request comma response. Okay, so first of all thing which you are going to have is we are going to create a blog. So for that we need something called const new underscore blog, which will be something is equal to new blog, and this blog is coming from here, which you have just required it from the model. And this new blog is just like having the new blog, and in there we can just simply pass here request dot body. Okay, and that requested body is an object containing all the data regarding blog. If you're having confusion regarding requested body, then wait for a minute, and means not for a minute, maybe in the next video where I'm just going to discuss about requested body, that how we are having that requested body if you're having confusion regarding that. Okay, so in this new underscore blog we are just going to dot save, and we are just going to head on to parentheses, and in there we just can pass a callback. And that callback we are just going to use something or error and not log, error and log. Okay, if there is some error we are just going to resolve that error also, or maybe we can use our modern syntax also, but for some beginners I'm just going to keep it simple. Otherwise we can also use our await async also, that also going to be work pretty nicely. So error, and in that error we are just going to return a response res dot uh, status of, let's say, 400. um, this is something called error from the front end. Maybe they haven't provided the right request or something like that. We can have much more status score depending upon what is going wrong, so we are not concerned about that for now. Surely we can have a talk on that if it is in production. So so JSON, and in here we are just going to say something like yeah, obviously this is a very irritating message to be seen by the user, but for now it's okay. So we are just going to have it something called oops, something went wrong, oops. something went wrong, and that's pretty much it. Okay. So here you are having error, and then we can just, if there is no error, then means our blog is saved to the database, and we can simply return a response of 200, like, okay, your your blog is saved to the database, so go on, do whatever you want. Okay. So JSON, and in that we are just going to use something called message um, blog created successfully, just like that. It's quite simple. So now we are having that how to create a blog. Really easy, it's not like a big deal. So not a Bob blog, it is something called a module and something like that. Okay. Next thing, we are going to create a route for it. So for that, again, we can simply use a new folder in here. And in here we are just going to make a route folder also, route.js. Oh no, like that. What happened here? Route, just like that. Yeah. And in here we are just going to make a new file here, which is of blog. Means we are having a blog routes. Rename blog.js, and in here we are having our blog.js routes. So we can have like const express is equal to require express. Then we are having some router of the express also. um, for router we can have something called router is equal to, we are having that router which will be post something called post or get route, and all such things will be there. So we can have that router also, express dot router, we can have that. And after that we can simply make any request out of that router, like router dot post, and in here we can name that API like slash create slash blog, and that's it. Okay. And we need that controller over here also. So const blog is equal to require dot slash controller slash blog. So it's there. So we are just going to hit on a comma, and like that block will be there. And don't forget to use body parser over here. If you're not using it, you have to use that. Okay. So we are using here, so app.use. Yeah, we are using here body parser.json. Okay, make sure you use that also. And in here we are just going to import that route, const blog underscore route. We are just going to import that route, um, slash blog. Yeah. Now we are just going to head on to this, and here we are just going to use app.use, and in here we are just going to use slash API, and after that we can name that route. Okay. And blog underscore route, something like that. Yeah. So in our next video we are going to test our API and check that whether we have make any mistake or something like that. So stay tuned till next video. In our next video we are going to uh, throw that how to test this API on Postman. Okay, I'm not keeping it in this video because it will become a really long video. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe it and share it with your friends so that they can also get some access about free content. And yeah, really useful video. If you like it, do the subscribe, and do follow me on Instagram also if you have any query also. Then okay, so thanks for watching this video.